In case you haven't guessed, I really hate this fic. For so many reasons. And now I gotta sit here and read this for you. But hey, who knows? Maybe I could just skip a couple of scenes that really don't matter much in the long run. And hey, that'll be easier for you people, because then we get to see a Trixie fic! Why did it sound like he was about to add a W to it? No. He knows how much Twixie ticks me off. There's no way he would be reading a Trixie and Twilight fanfic. Across the planet, those who could sense ki were interrupted from their daily activities by the presence of a strong power. So... Okay, fic? Can we talk? For a second, real talk. In order for us to believe that there's a problem or there's a conflict, we have to believe that it's a believable situation. In other words, we have to somehow relate or feel like we are on the person's side. However, through the past few chapters, you have just proven why your opening conflict, i.e. Gohan being ticked off at his dad, is moot. Because now you've just shown that sensing ki exists, that cover cars exist, and you still use the packing away the vehicles in little capsules. All three are things that I have given that you can easily solve for the whole entire dilemma. So, Gohan's anger is pointless! You've made your whole argument pointless! Now Gohan's coming off more and more just like a whiny bitch because he refuses to put in the work. And you're making Chi-Chi come off even more of a whiny bitch because she won't put in the effort to try to sense ki, something that apparently is so easy that a Saiyan can watch a few guys do it for a few minutes and learn it on their own, or to fly. Because apparently she's a lazy, skinny ass bitch! Krillin and Yamcha. When I got together at a dojo 10 kilometers outside East City, while 18 and Marin spent the day sightseeing, stopped their sparring system and flat. Wait a minute! Wait, time out. Krillin and Yamcha don't fight. They don't train or fight anymore. Did you forget this? The reason why Krillin has hair now is because he doesn't train anymore. He's a police officer in the movies. Yeah, I know this fic came out before then, but, he's a police officer. Wait a minute. Right? Updated August 14th, 2018. Okay, now there is no excuse. Krillin is a police officer now. Yamcha doesn't train. That's kind of a big thing about Dragon Ball, is that the other posers on the Z-Warrior side, they don't train anymore. Thus they become weaker. Did you not pay attention to that? Did you really not pay attention at all to that? Yamcha, do you feel that? I smell that, Krillin. Even though it was weak, it was there. Videl had a pulse. Hang on, 18 muttered, hoping some part of her could be heard by the woman in front of her. Several EMTs surrounded them. She backed away from her pregnant friend so they could take over. Ma'am, why don't you sit down over there so we can take a look at you? I don't know how you managed to survive getting burnt, but... I'm fine, she returned, brushing him off following those who were taking her friend away. What hospital are you taking her to? We are taking her and the other two men to East City Zhangjiang Hospital. Ma'am, I must insist that you let us look at you. You could be hurt. I said I'm fine. She snapped back, causing the EMT to back off. She faced back to Vidal, who was now being loaded in one of the ambulances. Hang on, she sighed. Hoping again she was able to be heard. Once I grab Marin, I'll be right there at the hospital. The ambulance doors then shut and quickly took off. While the fate of her friend was no longer in her hands, 18 felt the need to hurry. She does know as Gohan's key approaching, that meant he knew something had occurred. This was not a situation she wanted to handle alone. Without giving a second thought, she flew off the rooftop, back down the street, leaving behind a stunned EMT crew. As he glided back towards the spot where she had left Marin, she was relieved to see that her daughter was waiting for her. Mom! Are you alright? What happened? I'm fine, but right now we have to hurry to the hospital. Call your father. Why? Marin requested again, but instead of answering, 18 grabbed her hand and flew towards the hospital a few blocks away. Time was of the essence right now. Before they had a chance to think about it any further, meanwhile back with Krillin and the others, Krillin's phone rang. He made his way to the table where he left it and saw it was a call from 18. Yeah, wait a minute! Is that a cell phone I see? That's a cell phone I see. That's a cell phone. Fuck!
Hello, I am Tom the Goomba. Martial art for user cannot be here right now because, well, he exploded. He exploded hard. Right now, Tracy's trying to revive him. But I will continue reading in his place. Krillin and the others proceed to tell Vegeta and such about the accident. Elsewhere, Hercule Satan soon finds out the same thing, though considering that Hercule Satan is probably the most famous person in all the world, you would think he would be the first, second, and last person to be told that, hey, your daughter is into trouble. But of course, we do not live in a world of sense or sensitivity, no. We live in this fanfic, where, well, nobody proceeds to use any sense of logic around here, at all. Once everybody has gathered at the hospital, they proceed to go over the details of exactly what had happened that day. The accident, and how that there are a bunch of debris currently stuck in Vidal as they are pulling each one out to make sure that she does not get any organs. Luckily, the baby is okay.
Thanks, Tom.
Don't mention it.
Yeah. I got a Goomba partner. He actually is quite helpful in cleaning up the house. And cleaning up the studio. I saw Vidal through the window of a cafe, but she wasn't alone. Sitting across from her, I saw Goku. Luckily, the two truck drivers apparently are fine. All they saw was a bunch of sunlight that blinded them and caused them to crash. I repeat my earlier statement about why didn't they just fly lower, or, use windshield visors or something! Immediately, Krillin remembered how last weekend Vidal mentioned to him at Bulma that she wanted to talk to Goku about the differences he had seen in Gohan. She wanted to understand more about his past and why he was angry with his father. The accident must have occurred right after she left the cafe. What Gohan had said before about Goku staying out of his life, I had no idea about his meaning. Crap! Vidal told Bulma and myself that she was planning on meeting Goku, but nobody would know this was going to happen. Yeah, nobody would. I mean, this was a completely unexpected and completely surprising turn of events. Something I know she wanted to keep a secret, but she seemed determined to talk to him. He now realized why her husband was suddenly so anxious. This does not bode well for anyone. It further complicates things between father and son. What would happen when Gohan found out about this meeting? Well, if Gohan had any sense and actually be, intelligent, he wouldn't blame his dad at all, because this really is a freak accident. This was caused by a random truck driver. I mean, why would you blame Goku for this? It doesn't make any sense, and no logical person would blame Goku. Only a complete idiot would do that! I'm setting myself up for some anger, aren't I? Cici doesn't know where he is. When I called her, she said he hadn't arrived. Before I called her, he called Oops Village to see when he was coming home. He wasn't there either. What? Poor Krillin felt like practically the first of a heart attack. Certainly felt Gohan's key. Where could he be? 18 was going to respond. She came fixated on something behind her husband. Krillin slowly turned around to see a familiar face standing in the entry doorway of the emergency room. Gohan had arrived. Gohan! Krillin stammered. He and 18 had been so distracted with their conversation that the demi-satan practically stuck up on him. In fact, Gohan had only found him because he sensed Krillin's key. Being in the same locations where he felt Fidel's key diminished, he put two and two together and concluded that he was there. He wasted no time inquiring about her. Where is she? Before 18 or Krillin could answer, Vegeta, followed by Trunks and Goten, lighted in front of the local hospital entrance and made their way inside. Where's Fidel? Gohan asked again, as his voice began to shake. He could no longer sense her and was worried what the answer would be. As Vegeta approached the distressed husband from behind, he realized it was exactly what he feared. Fidel was somewhere in the hospital, fighting for her life, perhaps already dead. 18 finally spoke up. The doctors are seeing her right now. We haven't heard much news since we came here. They're going to run some tests while prepping for her surgery. Surgery? What happened to her? He asked. She's involved in a car accident. While she was driving, a garbage truck slammed into her. Things were now making sense for Goten and Trunks. They were curious as to why Gohan had taken up so abruptly, and why Vegeta hastened them to follow. They were still unaware as to how Gohan could detect something had happened when they were so far away. However, both knew this was not the type to ask those type of questions. Actually, it is, but I'm just going to put it under the because the plot says so handle. At that moment, a doctor rushed through the ER entrance to the front desk. I got a call. You have Fidel Satan. I have the test for results for her back in... Oh, Dr. Kakamiya. He said no to his colleague. I'm glad you're here. As you know, never start a sentence with that. We go crazy. We have Fidel Satan here because she was involved in a car accident. We got some of the test results back. Damn it, she began to curse. What is it? She just lost the lead in the latest ER play. Who are you? Dr. Kakimura quickly shot back. Like everyone else, he was on edge. After all, every day you get pulled out of a meeting because the daughter of Mr. Satan was in a serious car accident and you're needed in the ER ASAP. I'm her husband. How is she? How's the baby? You must be son Gohan then, Dr. Fukunaga commented. As he said this, Dr. Kakimura was quickly corresponding with some of the nurses. He initiated several forms in order to calls to be made back to where Fidel was. Things were quickly escalating. In response, Gohan shouted, Yes! He was starting to get irritated as the chaos that was developing, as more and more people were rushing around him, based on Dr. Kakumiya's orders. It seemed like everyone knew what was going on except him. Upon hearing Gohan's confirmation, he was indeed Fidel's husband. Dr. Furukawa returned to yet another nurse and began to ask for papers. Despite the fact that he was trying to maintain composure, Gohan's power spiked to the frustration of not getting answers. Finally reached the tipping point. Tell me what's happening to my wife and son! Okay, somebody get the Xanax and some calming downers. And also get ready to call a couple of codes on this guy. He's going to lose his temper. Please. His tone softened as he found himself begging for information. Tell me what's going on with my wife and our baby. The doctors looked at each other, the back of the distraught husband and father before them. They had never witnessed someone destroy a complete side of a desk before. Of course, it made some sense that the world's champion daughter would marry a martial artist, but a surprise nonetheless. Deciding he made a mistake in not giving him the attention he deserved, Dr. Kakimura answered, According to reports, both your wife and baby are alive. Right now, your wife is in very critical condition. The accident left her with many broken bones and deep cuts. As we speak, other doctors are working on her to remove some foreign objects to pierce into her arms and legs. However, that's not the biggest concern. Since no vital organs were damaged, the biggest problem right now is infection. Gohan! He answered shouting as he and Mary came running from the cafeteria. He made his way to the crowd of healthcare workers to see some of the damage that had already been done. He felt Gohan's power surge and knew that the destroyed counter greeted him was product of that.
Preoccupied, Gohan ignored the answer and asked the doctor to continue. Dr. Kakimura cleared his throat.
Ahem. As I was saying, not only has he been severely injured, but a lot of bacteria from the garbage had gotten into her body. We had the antibiotics needed to treat her, which have already begun to administer, but her body is incredibly stressed from the trauma of the accident. The plan is to tend to her wounds first, but there's a possibility that the infection would spread and complicate matters. I want to spend time looking this over and seeing how accurate any of this is, but quite frankly, I don't care. This is hard news for everyone to swallow. They were all thinking the same thing. If Videl died, it would be because of the infection, which is considered a natural death. Something Shenron could not bring people back from.
What?
But, what? Okay. Stop. Stop right there. Stop. Technically, Videl died because of infection from a car accident. It was the wounds that led to the infection that killed her. Which means she died from getting hit by that. Which means it was not a natural death. It was a car accident that led to her death. So it's not a natural death. Videl is fine. If it had been a heart attack, heart disease, or a heart virus, then it would be a natural death. But it was not. It was car accident. Which, need I remind you, it does not count towards a natural death. Remember, Guru? You did watch the Frieza saga, right, Fick? Where King Kai asked if, since Guru died of a broken heart because of what Frieza did, would it still count? And guess what? It still counted! So yes, if Videl died because of a car wreck that led to an infection, it still counts as an unnatural death! And even so, I would like to think Porunga could also help. You know, Porunga, Namek, Dende. Speaking of which, where is Dende? So no, her dying because of the infection is not a natural death. The infection was caused by the car wreck. You are trying to add drama where there doesn't need to be! Actually, this whole entire bit is unnecessary. What am I talking about? It feels like this fic is just doing this for no damn good reason. This could not be happening. This had to be a bad dream. Vegeta lagged behind and pulled Gohan and Trunks back towards the hospital entrance.
Listen, Vegeta told him.
While his eyes remained fixed on Gohan's location,
all of us know that if his wife dies from infections, he won't come back.
He didn't bother for a response before continuing. You know, you could always wish for the garbage truck to disappear. Change time.
Doctor said right nearby is too stressed for the trauma of the accident. Her wounds are treated by the focus on the infection. Despite how much energy we exerted to get here, you two still remain the fastest of everyone present.
Vegeta, you're the same way.
Yeah, but I don't really care.
Oh, okay.
Sorry for Videl myself. That's why you need to go to Chorus and get some centipedes for Videl.
Wouldn't Dende be better?
That would take
That would take too much time. What, Trunks? That would take too much time. Oh my freaking god! This author did watch Dragon Ball, right? For those of you who are not as big Dragon Ball fans as I am, Korin's Tower is right below Kami's Lookout. Kami's Lookout is where Dende lives. The only difference is Korin's Tower is below the lookout. It would take the exact amount of time to get there. All you had to do is fly up a little. Not to mention, if I remember right, Dende can teleport. Mr. Popo has a freaking carpet! So no, it would not take that long! Not to mention, you have super speed! This whole thing is pointless! Not to mention, they should also still be treating the wounds with antibiotics anyway, to be sort of already been making sure that everything is perfectly safe and sterilized in the first place, but after taking flight, Tristan already thought the best way to use light serenities. I'll go to Quartz Tower as fast as I can to get some sense of beans. You lag behind to preserve your energy. Stop once you've gotten 2 threads away there. When I get the sense of bean, I'll fly back to that point and have it to you, so you can fly it back here as fast as you can. Right. Sense of beans actually tastes pretty good. I should know I had one. Lucia watched as the two disappeared over the mountain ridge towards Quartz Tower. Fidel's fate, and possibly more, rested in their hands. Lucia! What's going on? Where are Trunks and Goten going? Like the others, he said the same concern that Gohan might snap if Fidel didn't make it. He believed he would need everyone's support to mitigate the situation. The prince turned towards him, arms crossed.
They're heading towards Quartz Tower to get some sensor beans. Might be the only chance Fidel has.
Colonel was about to ask him why he didn't go himself, but he realized that he already knew the answer. As Tio walked away to join the rest of the party, Colonel looked up towards the sky, silently wishing the 2 teens Godspeed. Prayed this day didn't end in tragedy. Back in the private room, the rest had been brought in too, introductions being made. Son Gohan, my name is Dr. Furukawa. I was one of the doctors on the staff in the ER when your wife first came in. I spoke with your friends and made the call to Dr. Kakamura. It was a chief of emergency at the hospital. I'm terribly sorry this happened, but rest assured, we are doing everything to help your wife and child. Are these the same x-rays you sent to my phone?
They are.
Placing the transparent sheets on the backlit board, Dr. Kakamura further explained the extent of Fidel's injuries. This is near a full-body x-ray of Fidel. As you see, she has several broken bones and pieces of metal lost into her body from the accident. That being said, her vital organs and the baby remained unharmed. Actually, what's remarkable is the area around... She was to elaborate more, but Dr. Furukawa's beepers went off. Both looked off and read a message. Sorry, I had to cut this short. They need us back in the ER. Thank you. Gohan said before the doctor slept. When the initial chaos now settled down, Krillin, who along with Tio was now in the room, watched his friend inside. We're here for you, Gohan. We'll leave your side. You don't have to go through this alone. He dragged out the last part of the sentence as he realized Gohan was staring intensely with the x-rays, with a mixture of shock and curiosity. What is it? Krillin, Gohan, what's wrong? Krillin looked back at Gohan when he looked at his friends behind him. I think it's related to what Dr. Kakamura was going to say before he left. Fidel's extremities had sustained a lot of damage. But the server admin was perfectly clear. It looks like the scary metal was deflected from that area. He hasn't thought he was sorry. That was what he meant. Do you mean Fidel used her key to protect the baby? Gohan shook his head. No. He said her was suggested she wasn't in much control at the time. If it had been her key, the deflection patterns would be different. Krillin turned back to Gohan. So it wasn't Fidel's key protecting them? He started trailing up the end. Gohan remained fixated on the images. He confirmed what Krillin was thinking. It was the babies. Join us tomorrow, folks. We'll be right back.